Hey guys, how you all doing? It's C98260 and today I'm going to be bringing you my question and answer response video. Pretty overdue video I think, and I think I deserve to feedback the opinions I guess, or my answers to the questions that you asked in the videos of a couple of weeks back. So we're going to jump into the first question, which is from XX Skullcandy XX, which is, what is your favourite hero and villain? My favourite hero is going to have to be Nathan Drake. Got some great dialogue and some great chemistry between him and the other characters. Really sort of likeable guy, I guess you want to call it. I love especially him and Sully's relationship. Really sort of makes you laugh, and I don't know if it'll say relatable at all, but it is a really lovable relationship. Really just love that character in all honesty, to be honest. Not in a gay way, but he's a really great character. My villain would probably have to be Lazarevich from Uncharted 2, if any of you have played that game. I'm pretty sure most of you have, but he is a badass character, badass villain, perfect villain out of the series, I think. Best so far, in my opinion, but no, the dialogue he has, the sort of ruthlessness, I guess, the want for blood, if you know what I mean, that is something that makes a perfect villain, I think. Badass character, badass guy. What else can I say about him? The next question comes from Impulse UC3, which is, how old are you and where are you from? I'm 17 and I'm from the UK. I've got nothing else I can say about that, so we'll probably have to jump into the next question. Read it all in my channel description if you like. Yeah, as I said, nothing I can really go into that much more detail, so we're going to jump into the next question, which is from the Legacy Archive, who asks, would you like to take a fit girl who you knew was getting with you as a rebound, or less than attractive girl who actually liked you? Pretty interesting question, I gotta say. Wasn't expecting this one to be asked, but it's a great question either way. From experience, I've generally been rejected by the fit girls, guys. But yeah, that'd be great if one of them would actually, you know, do the follow the hose kind of thing, as a rebound. It'd be, but it would be sort of a one-time thing, I imagine. A less than attractive girl who actually liked you, I'd probably have to look at that more, because if there isn't any attraction between you and the person reciprocating that, if you know what I mean, then the relationship would probably not last that long. So I'd probably have to go and look at the less attractive girl. But then it will also depend on whether the less attractive girl is actually attracted to you, or it's just peer pressure from other people saying that she's ugly, for example. You never know. I can't really think of anything off the top of my head for that, but I'd probably have to answer with the less than attractive girl thing, simply because, that's generally how I think, though. You never know. Things might happen, But yeah, that's a great question either way. Thank you very much to the Legacy Archive for asking. And the next question is also sort of from the Legacy Archive. One I sort of ployed on him to ask. It was because I really wanted this one to be asked, because I can talk about it for ages. But the next one is, what's your favourite game of all time? And now, I'm someone who has played a hell of a lot of games over the years. I'm going to have to go with one that is probably from one of my most memorable from when I first started playing on my very first console, which was the Nintendo 64. And I'm probably have to go with Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. It is a simply fantastic game. I absolutely adore the Zelda series. I can talk about this for ages, but I don't really want to bore you guys, so unless you're interested, but I could save that for another video or whatever. But it is a game I just adore. It's got some sentimental value to me, and I guess the series as well. I've played sort of every sort of three-dimensional one since that game. Not necessarily in order that they came out. I mean, I would have played sort of a more recent game compared to one that was released before it. So maybe not in that order, but it is a great series that I love. For those who don't know, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time is one of the most critically acclaimed games of all time. And, it's a fantastic game I absolutely love. It was remade for the sort of 3DS, sort of revisual styles, a revamp, I guess. I've not played that, but it's certainly opened it up to a new audience, if you know what I mean. But, it's either that game or Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, which was the next game in the series, which, I love that one equally as much. I'm a huge fan of video game music, and some of the best music and renditions of music in terms of covers of it I've heard from the Zelda series and other Nintendo games, I guess. But, I just love that series and I love that game. I love pretty much all the games, but yeah, I'm guessing it was pretty different to the average 17-year-old sort of game taste, I guess. But, it's a game I absolutely love, and it has some form of sentimental value, I guess. But it's a game that I've played sort of literally every year at least once. But it is, as I keep on repeating, a fantastic game that I adore. And I think that's probably have to be the end of the this question, which we're going to jump into the next question, which is from the Scary Ghost 7 asks, what is your favourite fast food? I probably, the one that comes to my head is probably pizza, for example. It's pretty nice food. In the UK we get McDonald's, Burger King, KFC. You get like Chinese and Indian stuff, but I'm not really a huge fan of the Indians or Chinese. McDonald's in particular, I think food is sort of pretty. I have this argument with my friends about McDonald's food. I think it's pretty cardboardy. It's not really tasty at all. It's not very nice in my opinion. Yet he thinks it's really nice, but I'll probably have to go with something from a fast food restaurant such as Domino's or Pizza Hut, for example. They do the pizzas in the UK. Probably can't really go into any more detail on that. I like the pepperoni and peppers and probably a bit of extra cheese, and I don't really care about whether it's thin crust or deep pan, but either way I do like it. I think that's all I've got for this question, so we're going to jump into the next question, which is from MaxiBoy561. Are you just a PlayStation gamer, or do you play Xbox, Nintendo, Sega too? I think that's a great question. Mainly at the moment, I'm playing Uncharted mainly, though I am a big fan of Nintendo. Simply because that's the game console, I guess, that I first was exposed to gaming on, with Super Mario 64 being my first game. But I generally am a big fan of Nintendo as well. I have an old Xbox just sort of to my side. I played that a hell of a bit. Got not really sort of many memorable games, I guess. Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb is one that comes to mind. Very similar to Uncharted. That's the reason why we led to getting Uncharted Drake's Fortune, simply because it looks so much like that Indiana Jones game, which is really good. If it's like on the store or anything, really recommend pretty much a download it if there's like a free trial of it. Very similar to Uncharted, but as I mentioned with my favourite game of all time being Zelda Ocarina of Time, I am sort of very focused on Nintendo. I really don't like how they allowed so many party games on the Wii. It is in my opinion, it's a decent console. It's got some fantastic games on there, mainly those that come mainly from Nintendo, sort of like the Mario Galaxy series, Zelda, for example. Mainly Mario and Zelda, but it is a lot of games that I have played on mainly Wii. To be honest, I remember when I got the Wii, the PS3, I didn't really want. It was my dad who bought it for Blu-ray capabilities, and that sort of went away when I got the Wii. And it's a good console, though. I do not like the overemphasis of the waggle physics, if you like. The Wii U is a console that I think I wasn't impressed with when I first heard of it, but I'm slowly warming to it. I've seen sort of the potential with asymmetric gameplay really being utilized with the gamepad. It's like a tablet thing with the touchscreen in the middle. Really good looking product, I think. Definitely will buy one in the future, but I am generally probably mainly a Nintendo gamer, simply because when people started playing games around my age, they would have been exposed to Nintendo 64. Sega, I have, Sonic, I've played that over the years. I do have a Sega Dreamcast somewhere I remember playing. That is was a particularly not very successful console, for those who don't know. It ended up sort of being the end of Sega producing consoles, and then the Sonic games, they sort of went from a high point really downhill and sort of went up a bit more. It's sort of gradually going up with the games I'm releasing now, like Sonic Generations. Many people were impressed by that. Thought it was a bit of a return to form with Sonic, combining people who are fans of the three-dimensional Sonics and 2D Sonic. But yeah, I'm generally probably much more of a Nintendo gamer than probably at heart, though I'm generally playing a lot of Uncharted 3 over the past couple of months since I bought it. Though there have been times when I've returned to the Wii simply because I just wanted to play some of the games on there which I do love, because it is a console which I do feel sort of is not underrated per se, but generally people think it is shit. But it depends on the game you play on it, I think, such as The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword being a very successful game on that console, being from a successful series, really utilised the use of the Motion Plus controls, and it is a fantastic looking game. Even if it's not HD, I mean, who really cares? They actually sacrifice sort of the visual style, I feel, for this overall story, which is why I think my sort of taste in games for story and music over, say, multiplayer, for example, is probably more paramount to other sort of people my age who are generally playing a lot more first-person shooters, I guess. I'm not a fan of first-person shooters personally. The only sort of one I own, which isn't even a shooter, it's just a first-person puzzler, which is Portal 2. Very good game. Did my very first dual commentary of sorts was on that game with Robin. But mainly, I'll just repeat myself. I'm a Nintendo gamer at heart, with Sony stuff mainly being Uncharted. And Assassin's Creed, not too big on that at the moment, because after what they did with Revelations, it put my friend off the series completely. Probably will be getting AC3 just out of the fact that it is a game that I would have to get just to see how the series continues. Not because I'm interested in, or really looking forward to it, for example, but I think that's all I've got to say on this question, which, a really good question I wasn't expecting to get. Thank you so much to those who asked questions, and maybe I'll do another question and answer session in the future. Maybe around another milestone of subscribers, not for a long time, but I think this is, coming up to the end of the video now, because all the questions have been asked. Thank you so much to those who asked questions. I shall see you guys in the next video. Probably might be the lab video on Wednesday. No idea what it'll be. It'll probably be something sort of fairly ridiculous. And then classic mode probably on Friday with some good T-Bolt action. If anybody who knows my skill with the T-Bolt, it is about 10% scale out of 100. So I'm probably underrating myself, but I don't really use it that much. But thank you so much to those who have watched to the very end. Thank you to those who asked questions, and I shall see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.